Good morning, everybody. How are you? Minister Toya Willing here, and welcome to Morning Coffee. I am so excited to be back. It was a long weekend, and I missed you guys, because I didn't do my show on Friday. So I missed you. So much has happened, right? Where do we begin? But I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about my weekend. So I think I might have I've been planning this reparations rally in DC on the 20th. So we're out, so BLM Minnesota, the Reparationist Collective, and oh my God, sorry, and we're all gonna join. We're all gonna go to Washington and do this 2-day event. It's 2-day event. With two events with one demand, right? And I'm really excited about that. My co-host today is Trahern Cruz, and he's with Black Lives Matter Minnesota. He's also the Green Party Minnesota State co-chair, the Reparations Working Group, Green Party Reparations Working Group of the United States chair, and the Green Party United States, one of the Green Party United States co-chair. Welcome, Mr. Cruz.
Hey, how you doing?
I am groovy. How are you today?
I'm all right.
So I was just starting off because all night I've been so excited about this rally that we are doing in Washington. We've been in the WhatsApp app all night. It seems like we've been talking all night about this, about the dangers, the positives, the negatives, and I'm just really excited. I went to sleep thinking about this rally. I dreamt about this rally, and I woke up thinking that I was at the rally, right? Because we really were talking about it all night. And I'm just really excited. I'm so excited. How do you feel about that? Like, what's going on? What are your feelings and emotions about what's around this historic two-day one demand event?
I'm super excited. Can't wait to get down there on the ground and start demanding reparations for the American descendants of chattel slavery on day one of the Kamala Harris administration. So we're really excited about this event.
Like, I was like, as the closer it gets, I get butterfly. I kid you not. When I went to sleep last night, I finally went to sleep because I was in the chat with Tangi and Marshall and all that. We were all talking, and Don, and so we were all talking, and we were talking about this event and the pros and the cons. We weighed them out, and I feel that I'm being led to continue on. Nothing in my spirit has said I need to stop, even with all of the destruction and the chaos that has happened in the last few days. Wednesday storming of the Capitol was horrific, So I just feel like the time is now for us to ask for reparations and ask for them right now and demand, because Joe Biden, we had his back. Now what? It's time for him to have ours.
Exactly. Yeah. So we just want to make sure we're on the agenda and on day one, instead of we just get him in office and then he says thank you and forget about us.
Yeah, that's what we were saying last night. So we were like, okay, so we're like, I believe this is a part of this is a scare tactic. I believe a part of this is so that we are fearful. And I know right around, and just anytime you get to a point where you're about to have a breakthrough, or something good is about to happen to you, or something that you're supposed, something good or something that you're supposed to have is going to happen to you, there comes an overwhelming sense of fear, or someone tries to put fear in your heart, or you get doubtful, or I can't do it, or whatever the case may be. And so this just lets me know that we are just one step closer to getting the things that God has promised for us.
For sure, we can't get discouraged. We've been doing some of the this is really big what we've been doing We've been up against this here in Minnesota, so we got to just keep going on and keep pushing. We can't be afraid right now. We got to stand up to white supremacy and institutional racism in all shapes, forms, and sizes, and keep pushing through.
You know, some of the organizers in the other group where we were like, if we out there by ourselves, if it's just me and you, we just out there by ourselves, we're gonna make our voices be known. We're gonna make our voices be heard, and let Biden know that you made us a promise that we expect for you to keep. Now, Mr. Cruz, now Trey, you are doing some great things here, man. I'm so proud of you, my brother. You are doing some great things here in Minnesota around reparations. When we think about reparations here in Minnesota, we think about Trahern Cruz, right? So tell us what's some of the things that's going on in the world of the hardest working man in social justice.
We got a big week ahead of us with I believe we're poised to pass a reparations proposal here in the city of St. Paul this week. We also got the which is it's been a good, we had a really solid year with this book club meeting. I want to thank everybody who's been involved in that. Thank you. Thank the St. Paul Recovery Act steering committee, all the Black businesses that signed on in St. Paul. We want to thank them. We want to thank all the individuals that signed on in St. Paul. It's been a great effort, and then just being able to do the work and talk to the people and see, especially when COVID hit, just to see how resilient the ADOS community was really powerful. So we're really excited about that. That's happening this week, and that's gonna that's some history that we were a part of.
I saw an article with you and Jane Prince, and I was like, I'm just gonna cut this. I'm just gonna print this out so that like I can put it in like a booklet or something, because those are the type of things that you like want to show your grandchildren, your grandchildren's children, and like I'm so excited for you. You are an integral part of this history making season in reparations, and I'm just really, really proud of the work that you are doing for your people, because we all know that you will go above and beyond for the people.
Yeah, it wasn't just me though. So I want to thank you for working with the book club, and Jane Prince, city councilwoman from the East Side, really stepped up to help push this initiative forward. Just to hold Georgia Fort, the steering committee, Darnella Wade, Chantel Allen. Big shout out to Chantel Allen. She's been doing a good lot of work. Newly state representative John Thompson on the steering committee. Congratulations to him. He's been a big help in this initiative. Rashad Turner from the Parents Union. Shout out to them. They're on the work. Reverend Miller, everybody who's just been a part of the St. Paul Recovery Act over this year, and
Bishop Smith, Jeremy,
Autumn, everybody.
Yeah. So Lottie-Dottie, everybody, right? Yeah, so I it has been an experience, and I'm excited that I'm even that I was allowed to be a part of such a historic and monumental event when it comes to reparations. I wanna, and we've had such happy news this morning. I hate to take it to where I have to take it to, and we have to talk about the events that happened on the Capitol Wednesday. And how does that affect you when it comes to going out here and when it comes to going to Washington on Wednesday? So it's only going to be 2 weeks from the day of when the Capitol got stormed to the day that we are all showing up in Washington?
I actually don't think that I don't think we're the focus of that group right now. I think lawmakers and other people are the focus of that group. So I don't think that I just don't think that we're the focus right now, So I know people are worried and they're scared, but we're not the ones. Not saying that they don't, those are white supremacists. Not saying that they don't hate us, but I think they have. I think they have their eyes on something else right now. Now after that,
So how does that make you feel? I mean, like, you had to feel some kind of way, because here it was, these peaceful protesters. I don't know about you, but I was like, these peaceful protesters that Trump, in the summertime, that Trump had tear gassed or a cows or whatever it was that he had done to them, and now we got hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people storming the Capitol, of white people who just walked into the Capitol, moved police out the way, shot 4 people. How does that make you feel on the inside? Because I'm just, oh my God. Like,
when it was happening, we were actually working on the editorial. So I was watching it, but then at the same time, we were still, Miss Prince and I were still going back, making edits to the editorial that came out yesterday. So I was watching it, but it's just like, that's white privilege. That white, they can do things that they think. If that was us, it would have been a whole different response and everything. I was watching. They said they had the minister, man. They said he couldn't even. It was just him and 3 people, and he couldn't even get close to the Capitol. And they had all these police coming out for like 3 people. But then you got thousands of people storming the Capitol, and then just the way that Trump would always be talking about, he loves the blue. These people are always talking about Blue Lives Matter, and then to see them beat a police officer to death was crazy. There's a picture, some footage that's showing them just stomping out a police officer, hitting him with a fire extinguisher. But then they're always talking about Black Lives Matter as a terrorist organization. Get a job, do this, do that. Oh my goodness. So
it's crazy. One of the young ladies in our group sent me a video that Trump made this morning for the 20th, and I don't know if I can share my screen enough to bring it up, but I would love to be able to show this video that this young lady sent me, and she also sent it to you too. Let's see if I can share my screen. Because it was so, when I saw it, Trahern, I got chills, and I got chills to the point where in my natural, in my flesh, like I was kind of scared. I was like, oh my God, are we doing the right thing, right? But immediately I felt something in my spirit saying to continue, to move on, keep pushing. And she also said that we should continue to keep on, keep pushing. But you have got to see this video. It's like something out of a Left Behind movie.
Right.
Someone on social said that this wasn't a violent demonstration. And I said, oh, well, I don't know what being beaten to death with a fire extinguisher is, but I would have thought that qualifies as violent. I think so too, right? I yelled at somebody. They wanted to put me away. I didn't even hit them. It's a big difference. And I'm glad that more and more of our white allies and people like you, Rosalind, Rosalind, I love you, that are realizing that there's a big difference between how we are treated and how white America is treated. It's 2 Americas. It's Black America and white America. We can do peaceful protests and be shot with rubber bullets, tear gas. I don't know, Trey, how many times have you been tear gassed?
A lot. This summer I was tear gassed quite a lot, and I got 1 rubber bullet.
And I think we might have been tear gassed a lot on the same day, like when George Floyd died. I'm in the COVID. We're trying to fight a pandemic. We're trying to be out here now and keep from dying from that. And then I got to dodge rubber bullets, and I got to dodge tear gas. And yet these people were met with no resistance. I mean, the little resistance that they did have, come on now. I don't know. Was it just me? Was it just me that saw that there was no resistance, no pushback? It's as if someone opened the door and said, "Come on in." I often say that the system is working exactly the way it's supposed to do, it was working. It was built to work against American descendants of chattel slavery. It was built to work against those of us who are have any type of melanin in our skin. So it's working fine. It's just not working for us. Oh no, basically they said shh. They were like, shh, get out of here. You are not lying, Rosalind. Like they were like, go, like go away, shoo. Wait a minute, have you heard the new one? The new one is that they did not, the District of Columbia Police did not bother to push back because the District of Columbia is owned by the British. So they said that's why they didn't push back, because they're owned by the British. It was amazing to watch. Can I be a little honest? Like, can I be a little bit of honest? It was also on. I just got a text from one of my. It was also on Eventbrite with national security issues. I will. It's Tangi. As soon as I get off, I'm gonna check in. We're gonna get to the bottom of that. I thought you guys had did that, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Yes, I was like, okay, so I'm so. Trump has this new video, you guys. I'm gonna share it on my page. I'm going to share it on my page. It's going to be, if you've ever seen the movie Left Behind, it's something out of the Left Behind video. It's something out of the Left Behind movie. And I wish I could bring it up. I don't know how to use all of the features on my stream I get, but I guarantee you guys, I will learn. I'm going to learn because this video, and maybe if you give me a couple of seconds, maybe I can. I'm gonna see if I can. It's in my messenger. Let's see what happens. You never know. Application window. I don't know. Chrome tab. Here are you. I don't think so. I'm not gonna be able to do it because I don't know where it is. Maybe I'm gonna have to copy and paste or something. But I want you guys. I'm gonna post it on my. Oh, I know what I do. I'm going to post it on my Facebook page. I'm going to post it on my Facebook page, and so that you all can see it, because it was a little terrifying, just a little. You know, he's preaching. He's using the word of God in a way that it's demonic almost, right? And he looked demonic. I've never really thought of. I knew Trump was terrible, right? I knew he was terrible. I knew that he had some issues. But when you guys voted him out at the rate that you did, and I say you guys, because I voted down ballot, I only voted for me. I'm not even gonna lie. I just voted. I didn't see nobody else on the ticket. They made me happy, but me. And I ran at the right end. So I had to take some extra effort to just write my name in. And I want to thank all 2,000 and some odd people who wrote my name on a ballot. Like, I would have never thought that, right? I'm real grateful. I got more votes than the Green Party presidential candidate. I did. As a right hand. I'm just going to put that out there. But yes. So like I'm excited, right? I'm excited about what's about to happen, and we're not gonna give up. You know, we're not gonna give up. You know, I've been sitting here, and I was thinking about the fact that children are going back to school next month. How many of you have been had the vaccine? Who trusts the vaccine? I don't trust the vaccine. Hey, I don't trust the vaccine. I'm not going to allow. I'm giving continual coverage. The hospitals thought that they were going to be short on vaccines, but they really are not. They're able to vaccinate people pretty often, and a lot of people are receiving the vaccine. There's a lot of resistance. 62%, I heard, of African Americans refuse to take the vaccine. My fear about that is that because a lot of us depend on social service, a lot of us depend on social on DHS and help and SNAP and things of that nature. A lot of us depend on help that we get from the state, that they don't make a requirement to receive your food stamps or your housing or whatever it is that you may get assistance from. And let me make this clear. Black people are not the only people that get food stamps. We are, matter of fact, we are in a low percentile of people who get food stamps. We get the least amount of food stamps. We get the most pushback. So it's harder for us to apply. It's easier for other minorities and my Caucasian counterparts to get food stamps than Black people. So I just want to let people know that we don't sit around all day just, sitting on our butts and collecting welfare, because it's easier for other people to collect welfare than it is for us. There are more Caucasians on welfare than there are Black people. I just wanted to put that out there. But what I'm hoping is that they don't make it mandatory. Like there's some mandatory, like I think in Wisconsin at one time that you had to take a drug test before you get your food stamps. And what I'm hoping is that they don't make it mandatory that you have to have this vaccine before you are allowed any social services. I think that would be truly a violation of our constitutional rights. I don't want to be given anything that I am not comfortable with. Look at the history in this country. This country has a really bad history of doing bad things to people just because they want to, right? And I got to tell you guys, if you're not aware of the ketamine experimentations that Hennepin County and North Memorial were having with detainees, jail detainees, just 2 years ago. June, it was a story broke in June of 2018. I remember testifying at City Council later, like around the 24th or the 25th, about the fact that these people took it upon themselves to have involuntary, not voluntary, it wasn't like they were promised to get out of jail, they weren't going to have to go to jail, any of that, involuntary experimentation on jail detainees who were majority Black, who were majority minority. So, matter of fact, I would go so far as say that they probably were almost all minority. And they kept that real hidden. Like they don't talk about it anymore, but that just happened. So now in Minnesota, no one went to jail for that. No one got disciplined for that. The same director of medicine, chief of medicine, is at Hennepin County Hospital right now today. That was there when he was experimenting on jail detainees before they even got to jail, before they were even charged with anything. They were taken to EMTs were giving them amphetamine. They were taken to the hospital, ketamine, and they were taken to the hospital. And the results, the results of what happened to them were studied by these doctors. Now, you want me, Minnesota, Governor, one-term Tim. I call him one-term Tim because I don't expect him to be back. One-term Tim, you want us to willingly give you permission. Oh, sorry. Give you permission to give us this vaccine that you guys say is safe. I don't trust you people. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. And I'm not my indigenous brothers and sisters trusted you with those blankets. You gave them smallpox. My Black brothers trusted you to heal their syphilis. You injected them with syphilis. Black women trusted you to take care of them. You sterilized them. And just recently, here in Minnesota, you performed ketamine. You performed ketamine experimentation, non-authorized, non-consensual ketamine experiments on jail detainees. I wish I would. No, I'm not doing that. And I'm going to keep you guys posted about the vaccine. And we're supposed to have a new strain of. So check this out. So while we're dealing with people storming in the Capitol, we got a new strand of COVID coming into the United States of America. So now, we're dealing with that was some stuff. We're dealing with white supremacists who are storming the Capitol, and like Trahern said, I don't know where he went, but I hope he comes back. Like Trahern said, I don't think that we're the target. They're not mad at us for once, okay? They're mad at Democrats, white Democrats. They're mad at Republicans who go against Trump. They're mad at you. You guys, that's white on white crime. Y'all out here doing white on white crime. Look at that. And y'all do y'all white on white crime in masses. Like y'all, you don't just do a drive-by and shoot one person. You go into a building and shoot 100. You go into a building and beat 4 people to death. You go into a building and shoot somebody. Like you guys, you're violent. This white on white crime has got to stop. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I just think that it's often as people talk about black on black crime, and I call it oppression upon oppression crime. And I think that I give it some lenience because we have been oppressed for 400 years. And if you put a group of people in a room with one bowl of rice, it's going to be a fight to the death, right? It's going to be kill to be killed. And that's what we've been doing. That's why reparations is so important. The average, and I'm skipping, but the average white family is worth $171,000 in this country. The median income, $171,000. That's just in the country. The median income for the average black family is $17,000. I'm going to say that again. The median annual income for a black family in the United States, ADO, American descendants of chattel slavery, is $17,000. The median income for a white family in the United States is $171,000. How fair is that? For 400 years, we were at 1% of this country's wealth. In the 60s, we shot up to 2%. And we have remained at 2.65% of this country's wealth as a people. And this is how far we've gotten in 400 years. The wealth gap is violent. The wealth gap between blacks and white is violent. It's vicious, and it's cruel and unusual punishment. The reasoning behind wanting to oppress a specific group of people, wanting to see a specific group of people never grow, never come out of their circumstances. And it was set up by design. It's by design. Somebody really thought about this. Somebody thought about the fact that when we were released from slavery, theoretically, because I don't even say released from slavery anymore. Let me say that. When we theoretically, supposedly released from slavery, because let me tell you, slavery is still in existence. The 13th Amendment said that there should be no involuntary servitude except when duly convicted of a crime. It didn't say it had to be a felony. It didn't say it was going to be a misdemeanor. They said except when duly convicted of a crime. When you are detained in this white man's system, you are subject to whatever it is that they want to do with you. Whatever. I just heard of a man getting out of jail for stealing a leather coat, and he has been in prison for 37 years. Who does that? Yes, the 13-minute loophole. And that was a part of my campaign. That was part of my campaign, Marissa. I was going to actually, I wanted to reconstruct the 13th Amendment. I want to take out that language that keeps us in bondage. That language keeps Black people in bondage, except when to do so. Except when duly convicted of a crime. It doesn't say it has to be a big crime. It just said a crime. And they have proven that to us time and time again by making examples, or what they call examples, out of Black people. Removing mothers and fathers from their homes so that they can't raise their children, so that they can't be productive members of society, lowering the quality of education, removing children from the home. They are the people who designed this to be the way that it is, put a lot of thought. This has happened by mistake. This took some thought. Like this ain't like they took a lot of years and just simply thought about how can we screw them over. Forgive me, Jesus. It took a lot of years. It's like as if they said, we want them to be miserable from this day for the next 1,000 years to come, because it's 400, we're 400 years in, right? So it was as if somebody said, we never, although we're going to tell them that they're free. Come on, somebody. Y'all didn't see that. Y'all didn't see that. Y'all didn't see it. Although we're going to tell them that they're free, they're never going to be free. There's never going to be freedom. We're going to keep the bondage going. And that's why our claim for reparations has got to be heard. We need everybody. And I know people are afraid. I know people are afraid and they don't want to put their lives in jeopardy. For me, and this is just for me, I don't push my, like I tell you guys all the time, I don't push my God on anybody, but he's all I got to depend on. So I depend on him. For me, I feel that I am okay with going out here and willing to lay my life down for my people. I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable. I got a peace. I don't even know where it's coming from, right? I have this sense of peace, like whatever's going to happen. But Lord, please let me be able to extend my voice to this call for reparation, this call for justice, because no justice, no peace. And I'm okay. I'm at peace, y'all. I'm at peace. I'm telling you, I'm at peace. If I go to Washington, I don't come back, I'm okay with that, because I believe that one day my people will be free. I believe that one day that God is going to do exactly what he said he's going to do. So I am totally at peace. I'm excited about it. And I said, and I know it sounds crazy to some people, but when you are called to do a certain work, when you are chosen to do a certain work, when you can't help but do that work, you know when this is what you're supposed to do, when you cannot help but do it. Like everything in you, everything in you says, I got to do this, right? And that's how I feel when it comes to helping my people. That's how I feel when it comes to fighting for police brutality, against mass incarceration, against mass suspension, calling for reparations, against CPS. That's how I feel. I'm sorry that people might not agree with that. But I'm telling you, I'm going on here, and no matter what's going on, God has given me a peace that surpasses all understanding. And people keep sending me stuff and showing me, saying be aware, and I'm being aware. But I got to do what I was sent to do. And at the end of the day, hey, John, at the end of the day, I just want to be, I just want to have done what God called me to do and hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. But yeah, it might be dangerous. And like Trahern said, I don't think they're really looking for us. We're not the target people. But even if they are, there's a fight that has to be fought. And if I don't do it, who will? If we don't do it, who will? If we don't stand for something, we will continue to fall for anything. Biden looked us in the eye. He looked African Americans in the eye. He said, African Americans have always been there for me. Always had my back. And I promise I will have yours. Guess what? We're not going to let him forget that. We're going to remind him of that. Since we've always had your back, now it's time for you to pay up. It's time for us to collect what is owed to us. What has been systematically removed has been systematically taken away from our community. Yes, John, I'm always going to speak truth to power. I'm going to tell you the truth. But it's time. We need everybody. And like I was saying, I know that some people are afraid of what may happen or what could happen. And I'm not I'm not saying that I'm not saying that trying to convince you to go with us if you are afraid. But what I am telling you is that we need you. We can't do this by ourselves. We need everybody, lottie dottie, everybody. We have been trying to do these things alone, and we show up for everybody. Black people show up for everybody. We showed up for Justine Damien. We showed up at North Dakota at the pipeline. We showed up for we show up for everybody. We showed up. I was at the March for Immigration Rights so that they can get driver's license, not for illegal aliens to get driver's license. We show up. Now show up for us. We need you. We need your help. We need your time. Okay, so it's in Washington. You live in Minnesota. You live in New York. You live in Chicago. Guess what? Spirit Airlines has flights on the 19th for $55 right now. Go get one. Go get one. Meet me in Washington on the 20th of this month so that we can stand together against for justice to the American descendant of chattel slavery. So you can demand with us reparations that are owed to us. So this is say that if by 2050 that we are not given the reparations that are due, that we will become extinct as a people. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I'm okay about that. Thank you, Marissa. I wanted you to bring the girls, but they can't come this time. I want you to come, but the girls can't come this time. Because just in case it does become dangerous, we know how to take care of ourselves. And so I don't want to bring children. If you do come and you bring your children, try to get a hotel that's close so that and bring it someone that's old enough that can stay with them, because I don't advise bringing children to this particular rally. Now, we know we got a bunch of babies in the movement, right? This particular rally may be a little different, but I promise you, if you stand with us, on this day, we will forever be grateful. Don't forget us like we've never forgotten anybody. People always criticize Black people, but Black people, we are always there. We're always there for everybody. Nobody's ever there for us. Prove me wrong. Show me something different. Show me that there is love, that you love me as a person. You want to see me, my children, my children's children, my children's children's children do better. We want them to cut the check. We want them we want Biden in the first 100 days to put in place our executive order. The executive order that we propose, that's proposed by Concerned Black Citizens, is something that he can do within the first 100 days, right? We want to start the path of the road to reparations. We want to put in the same type of of life that white people have enjoyed for centuries. Hey, Dora. Good morning, sweetie. Yes, we do. So what I'm asking today, I know we got a lot going on in this world. We got COVID. We got police brutality. We got our police in Minnesota. They startle easily. So you might get shot walking down the street. That happens kind of often, right? It happens kind of often. But we want to begin a road to recovery. Let me tell you something. I often say this about crime, right? We're always talking about fighting crime. We're always talking about fighting crime. And yeah, we got gun violence too. But see, I think a lot of that gun violence has to do with the lack of resources that are in the hood that we have. Because I believe if we get reparations, that happy people don't kill people. I'm just saying. I don't know about you, but let them cut me a check. Let them cut that $16 trillion check and they start paying us the money that's owed to us. I'm not going outside and kill nobody. Happy people just don't rob you. Happy people don't kill you. Happy people just don't shoot you. But when you're oppressed If you put into a room and there's, like I say all the time, one bowl of rice, and the bowl of rice ain't no bigger than this cup, and you put 400 people in that room, and it's survival of the fittest. But let people be able to take care of their homes and their children, and not have to hustle for a living. I ain't got to hustle no more. I ain't got to be out there on the court. I ain't got to be watching out my back. I ain't got to watch out for if the 5, if it's 12, I call them 5-0 because that's a different generation. If 12 gonna pull me over, if this rival gang member gonna kill me, I don't have to do that no more, because guess what? Now I can take care of my family. Now I can, yes, lack of resources currently Pacific to the Cultural Pacific Agency, yes. But it's lack of resources to us. We don't have any money. We would account for 2.65% of this wealth in America, and white America accounts for 90%. That's big. Okay, so that's 2. Say that's 2. You can't see it. Say that's 2. We over here. Way over here. And that's 90. You can't see 90, can you? Like it's way over there, right? That's how far between. That's how far we are. And let me tell you something, you Obama fans. Obama cost black people 50% of their wealth. When he was bailing out banks for those balloon mortgages, guess who he didn't bail out? Us. He didn't bail out us. We got so excited because he looked black. Because he looked like one of them. Skin folk don't make you kinfolk. I'm just going to tell you that. Skin folk does not make you kinfolk. Let's see. Trahern says she created that. Okay. I thought so. Obama was half Kenyan and half white. No direct lineage to slavery. He never was oppressed. He never had to feel the feelings that you feel. He never had to live in poverty. He never had to worry about how much a gallon of milk costs. You know, you got to be a lucky individual when you ain't got to worry about how much a gallon of milk costs. Milk is high. I went to California and bought a gallon of milk. It was $5. I was like, ooh, hallelujah. You know, Stephanie Alexander says, do we have money? Do we have money, but we don't target it to solutions and building plans? Sis, we got 2.5. We only control 2.65% of this country's wealth, while white people control 90%. I don't know how much money that is for you, but that's not the annual median income of the average black family is only. Let's talk about St. Paul. Let's talk about St. Paul, Minneapolis. Right here in St. Paul and Minneapolis, the median income for an average black family is only $15,000 a year. The median income for the average white family is $60,000 a year. That's 4 times the annual rate of. We need restructuring of ownership, and that's all included in reparations. It's not just about cutting a check. There are some incentives, and I believe that's in our executive order. I'm going to go read it thoroughly, but there are some incentives that are put into place, and it's biased towards. But yeah, we are at the last of the hill. We're at the bottom of the hill when it comes to home ownership, when it comes to education, when it comes to employment. We're not at the bottom of the hill. We have the highest rate of unemployment. We have the highest rate of homelessness. We have the lowest rate of home ownership and the lower rate of business ownership. And that's because banks and those places that could give us the financial help that we need don't give us the financial help that we need. It is systematically set up that we are held down, that they keep their foot, they keep their knee. Somebody caught that. They keep their knee in our neck, theoretically, so that we can't breathe financially, so that we can't breathe emotionally, so that we cannot breathe spiritually. It's hard to be free when you're so busy, you're so bound. We are social bound people. It's hard to be free. And I understand when people say that we have to pull our resources, and I understand what you're saying, Stephanie. And I've heard, targeting solutions, building platforms for businesses, and that would be nice if we really, really had some money. I tell what I tell you is so true. It's so true. Like I have done this research. I understand what you mean. I watched Tone Talks. And your ass shout out, sis. Welcome. Are you coming out with us on with all of your other 8 little brothers and sisters on Inauguration Day? We would love to have you. Literally, they got our knee on our necks. Yes, we have to start putting people into office, and then not only do we need reparation, but we got to start putting the right people into office. We have to start putting those people into office that are not for themselves and that are really for the people, who really love people. Like, you got to be a special kind of person. I ran for a whole office, and to this day, right-handed guy, I still haven't looked up to see how much that lady made. Because it wasn't about the money. It was only about I wanted to help the people in my district be able to do better. We are the we are the fourth worst city, fourth worst district in America. I'm not even talking about in Minnesota. I'm not talking about in the tri-state area. I mean, in America, the 5th district is the 4th worst place for blacks to live. It's the 8th worst place for poor whites to live. Now listen, y'all not that far behind us. So if you are a poor white, if it's the 4th for me and it's the 8th for you, we need to do something. We need to come together. We need to change the people that we are putting in elected office that are not allowing us to be able to breathe. Because now I'm not being able to breathe, but now you're not being able to breathe, right? So you're not being able to live the life that you're accustomed to. So things should have been in place when COVID happened, but they weren't. Right? They weren't. Not only, I'm always going to fight for reparation. Yes, but I believe that there should have been UBI in place. Then we talk about it. If we'd had a universal basic income in place, like if that had been happening, when COVID hit, millions of Americans would not have suffered the way that they did. Millions of Americans would have been able to take care of their families, continue to take care of their families, because they would have had that supplemental income coming in every month. And it's not a handout. It's not. When I was running for office, I had devised a way that we could pay for universal basic income, right? I asked this before, do we have Black investors looking to invest at the bottom of Black America? Any names? I have a solution. Let's talk, because I don't know any. I don't know what it is about Black people when I don't know. I want to know too, Stephanie. Let's talk about it. Let's find out. And then I'm going to have you on the show and we're going to talk about it. Let's find out. Because I don't know. I just don't know. Because there's something about when Black people, I watched that TV show Shark Tank. And I wonder, and I see the Black man who made FUBU for us, by us, got rich off of us. Let's say this, for us, by us, made millions off of us, FUBU. And I watched him one day tell a young brother no. Brother's idea was pretty good. Why would you tell that brother no? I thought it was a good idea, I thought that he could have made some money with the right coaching, right? And you were just the person that could have did that for him. But it's something about when we get up there, we don't want to bring nobody with us. We got to get out that mindset, y'all. We got to get out that mindset, because we have to know that if I'm doing good and then you doing good, that means that your kids are doing good. That means that we are doing good as a people. We have allowed white supremacy to separate us long enough. When do we say enough is enough? But Stephanie, I really do. I want to find out. I want to find out more about that, and then maybe Wednesday you can come on the show and we can talk about it. See what we come up with. Because I think that I think that we will Maybe there are. And if we can, what if we can put them with people? You know, what if we can actually put them together with those who, you got me curious. You got, leave me alone, Stephanie. You got me curious. I'm stop messing with you. We need people who are investing, not constant talk. You're right. Let's find them. Let's find that money. We also have to have, while we're asking people to invest in us, we also need the country to invest in the debt that they owe. The country owes us. They owe us $16 trillion. That's just first. And let's talk about redlining, redistricting, Jim Crow, all of the things that we had to go through, right? We need special programs where we can be able to buy. I want my credit restored. Did you know that Black people are born with a negative credit score? And white children are born with a positive credit score? Did you know that? Mm-hmm. We're born at a disadvantage, credit-wise, financially. It was all intended to keep us down. You know, I was going to talk about the kids going back to school with the COVID this morning, but I need people to know how detrimental the fact that we have not gotten what they owe us, how detrimental this march, how monumental this march is going to be, but how detrimental it is that we absolutely get what is owed to us. Because if we don't, by the year 2050, there will be no more of us, right? They are saying that we will be extinct, right? And one more thing, I'm going to let y'all go because our time is almost up, and I'm so glad we had this time. No, I'm just kidding. I just told my age, right? There's a term, and it's called BIPOC. I really didn't know what it was. I thought it was like a new cereal or something when I first heard it, but there's a term that white America has decided that we should be identified as. Let me tell you why that's not okay. Let me tell you. Thank you. Let me tell you why that's not okay. It takes away the individuality of each specific race. It takes about our struggles are different. They're different. And I'm not indigenous. They didn't come here and steal my land. They stole my people, right? So they didn't come here and kill us off with smallpox. So the indigenous people were not snatched from Africa, you know, or snatched from wherever they got us from. Because they said Africa. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I was just trying to figure out how people made it across that long journey. That's a long journey. That means the Black people are really resilient, right? If you made it all the months from, I think they made that up. I do. I can't even see it. I'm still trying to figure it out. But anyway, so they didn't come and do that to us. So like when you say Black, indigenous, people of color, it makes us all one. And it throws all of our issues in there, right? And that way they don't have to deal with us individually as a people. Because they BIPOC. They all got they're the same people. No, I am an American descendant of chattel slavery. That means that my descendants on both sides, on the McAdams side and on the Carter side, were both slaves. I come from one plantation in Louisiana and another plantation in Mississippi. That's where my bloodline comes from, right? So I'm not indigenous, right? I could be, I don't know. But first they told me I wasn't, so I'm not indigenous. I didn't go through the suffering that they had to go through at the hands of the same oppressor that we have. And I'm not gonna allow people to just throw us all together like we don't matter. Black lives matter, indigenous lives matter, Puerto Rican lives matter, Mexican lives matter, and sometimes, you know, when we put all the Hispanics together, they're not all the same either. They don't suffer the same oppressions. Cubans didn't go through what Puerto Ricans had to go through. The Spaniards didn't go through what Puerto Ricans had to go through. Parisians had to go through. It's different. You are not going to do that to us. No longer will we allow white America to identify us the way they want to identify us. We have our own identity. And they get mad. When I tell people that I'm ADOS, or when I tell people I'm an American descendant of chattel slavery, they get upset with me. You know why they get upset with me? Because I have an identity. I figured out who I was. I'm not going to let you tell me who it is. I fought with this lady, this white lady on Twitter. She said, well, Omar, what's that lady's name? I ran against her for office. Ilhan Omar says BIPOC. Well, Ilhan Omar is not a part of my community. So she's not one of us. She's not ADOS. She's not ADOS. So I'm telling you, as an ADOS woman, I don't want you calling me BIPOC, right? That's like calling me out my name. It's like calling me the B word, the other B word. That's the B word to me. Let me keep it 100. What do you say about 70? Yeah, BIPOC is trash. I was looking for a black business, and under this black-owned website, Indians, Chinese immigrants were listed. I'm not even gonna touch that this morning, Stephanie. That's a whole nother show. You're gonna have to write these things down because we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna bring you on. We're gonna talk about it. So they want us to spend our money with other groups. But see, this is what happened. We were bamboozled. We were tricked into thinking that they really didn't want us in their communities when all the time they wanted to break us up so that we can come into their communities, spend our money within their communities, and pull our resources out of our own community. There are no more mom and pop stores. There are no more corner stores that black people own. We don't own nothing in our community but beauty shops and barber shops. That's all they'll let us have is a beauty salon and a barber shop. We can't even get a nail salon around here because they're all given to Asians. We can't get citizenship. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We can't get anything, but I just want to let you guys know that we are coming up on the hour. And I had such a good time. I had a good time talking to you today. And I want you to remember that no matter what, if we stand together and we stand for something, we don't have to ever worry about falling for something again. The scariest thing to anybody in America, any white person in America, is a united group of black people. It's a black people that are on one accord, looking in one direction to get justice for our people. Reparations is justice, and no justice, no peace. If they want to continue to fight white supremacy, we're going to continue to stand. I'm asking everybody under the sound of my voice. I'm praying. I'm fasting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from sunup to sundown. I'm doing a Daniel fast. If you are a faster, if you are a prayer, I'm asking that you would do that with me. And I'm praying for our protection. I'm praying that God would soften the hearts of the administration, that we would get full and complete reparations for American descendants of chattel slavery. I'm praying for healing of this nation. I'm praying that we have a peaceful event. And that both our events are very successful. We go out there to do what we are sent to do, and we make it home safe. So I'm asking if you are a prayer, if you are a fast, because my God says some things only come by fasting and praying. So if you are one of those people that does that, I'm asking that you would do it with me this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, sun up, sundown, Daniel fast. If you don't know what the Daniel fast is, inbox me. I will tell you, but I can give you a synopsis. Daniel fast. Okay, so King Nebuchadnezzar wanted everyone. The king wanted everyone to eat the king's meat. He wanted to give them meat and wine, and that somehow made them the children of Israel that were kidnapped weak. So Daniel asked the king if he could just eat fruits and vegetables, and the king granted him that, and that kept up his strength. That kept him strong. So when we say Daniel fast, we talk about the fast of just fruits and vegetables. And so if you're and it allows you to eat. Now I'm not saying overeat fruits and vegetables, but we're talking about fruits and vegetables, and we're doing that. I'm doing that from sun up to sundown. And one can chase 1,000, two can chase 2,000, 10 can chase 100,000. I need you. I need everybody. I need your strength, right? Because I don't know what's going to happen when I go out there, but I'm going. So I'm asking that you would send that you would pray with me, fast with me. I love you guys, and there is nothing absolutely nothing any of you can do about it. Stephanie, I want you to get in touch with me. I want you to hit me in my inbox. I definitely want to find out more about that. And I want you to come on the show on Wednesday. I love you all. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. I'm going to be hungry on Wednesday. No, I'm just kidding. Bye.